Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
Whatever you plan to do, make it unforgettable with a loan of up to $20,000 from Quartz Ready Cash and pay nothing down till February 2023. Visit your nearest Quartz or Quartz Ready Cash now or apply online at readyfinancecaribbean.com. Benefit from hassle-free service, flexible payment terms, and 24-hour approval. All you need to apply is your ID, proof of address, payslip, references, and a job letter. Make your celebrations better than good. Do something great this season. With a loan from Quartz Ready Cash, we are ready when you are.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, another police officer has been called to the bar of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. On Thursday, December 1st, 2022, Sergeant of Police Mr. Cornelius Tittle was admitted to practice as a barrister at law and solicitor of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, SPG Circuit, during a ceremony at the High Court which was presided over by High Court Judge the Honorable Madam Justice Bernie Stevenson. Sergeant Tittle, a 13-year veteran of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, was enlisted on December 16, 2009. He has gained tremendous knowledge and experience over the years from working at various stations and departments, including OWIA, Criminal Investigations Department, the CID, and the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, the DPP, for the past 5 years as a summary prosecutor. Mr. Tittle's journey to being admitted to the bar began in 2010, when he attained an associate degree in paralegal studies from the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College. In 2014, he enrolled at the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus to pursue studies in law and later graduated in 2017 with a Bachelor's of Law degree. After completing his law degree, Sergeant Tittle went on to attend the Hugh Wooding Law School in Trinidad and Tobago, where he was awarded his legal education certificate on October 8th of 2022. Inmates at His Majesty's prisons in Kingstown, Belle Isle, and the female prison in St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be allowed home-cooked food and non-alcoholic beverages in the spirit of the Christmas season. A statement from the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prison Department said from December 12, 2022 to January 6, 2023, inmates at all facilities will be allowed snacks and fast food items from their relatives and friends on weekdays only between the hours of 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. These can include, for example, KFC, Subway, and Roti. On Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and New Year's Day between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m., home-cooked Christmas meals, including cake, will be accepted along with non-alcoholic beverages. No homemade or alcoholic beverages will be accepted. Relatives and friends of inmates are reminded that meals must be brought in disposable containers. Still on the local scene, 275 variations of seeds were recently donated to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Minister of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation Industry and Labor, Subota Caesar, expressed gratitude to Consul General Fitzgerald Huggins, West Coast Seeds, as well as Global Medics for making the donation possible. He noted that the timing of the donation is very fitting with the diversification of the production platform currently in progress. We hear more from Minister Caesar.
Take this opportunity to thank Consul General Fitz Huggins, West Coast Seeds and Global Medic of Canada for this donation. Today, we are here receiving 275 different varieties of seeds in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And it is coming at a time when we are preparing a diversified production platform in our country to reduce the food import bill and to prepare for the growing hospitality industry that we are having here in our country. I want to take this opportunity to encourage the farmers of our country to participate in growing these new varieties.
Minister Caesar spoke about the intended plans for the seeds, disclosing that a representative from the Agricultural Input Warehouse will be working along with the farmers to utilize the seeds.
Is going to establish a program with several farmers, not only to supply the seeds, but the Ministry of Agriculture will be working to supply the fertilizer needed and any technical support. These seeds definitely will go a very long way. And the intention is that after we have distributed these seeds and they've produced, that they will become an integral part of the national food supply chain.
That was the Minister of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation, Industry and Labor, Saboto Caesar. Minister Caesar says that it is the quest of the Ministry of Agriculture to ensure that food is always available, accessible, and affordable in SPG. On to news in the region. Roosevelt Skerrit has been re-elected as Prime Minister of Dominica for a fifth successive term. Preliminary data from the Dominica Electoral Office shows the Dominica Labour Party, the DLP, won 19 of the 21 seats in the House of Assembly following the Tuesday's general election. This was one more than the DLP won in 2019. Over 81,000 people were eligible to vote in the election. History was created as two independent candidates, Anthony Charles and Jesma Paul, were elected to the Parliament for the Marigot and Salisbury constituencies. This is just the third time that independent candidates have been elected to the House of Assembly. The election was boycotted by the United Workers' Party and the Dominica Freedom Party on the grounds that the electoral process gave Skerrit and the DLP an unfair advantage. They have called for electoral reforms, which includes issuing of national identification cards and a cleansing of the voters' list. Cuba has accepted an offer from CARICOM to join the community's ministerial task force on agriculture. Both sides also agreed to observe October 6th as CARICOM Cuba Day against terrorism. These were among the major outcomes of the 8th CARICOM Cuba Summit held in Barbados on Tuesday as the 50th anniversary of diplomatic ties was celebrated. A declaration was issued following the meeting, which outlined the areas of agreement and cooperation. CARICOM's Special Ministerial Task Force on Food Production and Food Security was established to propel the region's thrust towards reducing its food import bill by 25% by 2025. The participation of Cuba is a boost, particularly to the technological aspects of the initiative. Closer collaboration with Cuba in the area of agriculture will include the establishment of a food terminal to provide a consistent supply of food items to Cuba. On the international scene, Apple is being sued by two women who say AirTags were used to stalk them. The small trackers are designed to be placed on wallets or keys to prevent them from being lost. However, earlier this year, the BBC reported that several women had found unwanted AirTags tracking them. Previously, the company has said that its AirTags contain several measures that prevent unwanted tracking. The lawsuit was filed in a San Francisco federal court. The two women said the AirTags were used by their former partners to track them down. They also argue that AirTags have been linked to murders this year of women in Akron, Ohio, and Indianapolis. Apple has long been aware before it released AirTags that they could be used for criminal activity. On releasing them, Apple said AirTags are designed to track items, not people. And finally, in sports, Novak Djokovic will play in January's Adelaide International a year after being deported from Australia because of his COVID-19 vaccination status. The Serb, who has won a record 9 Australian Open titles, is also set to compete at the first Grand Slam of the year after his visa ban was overturned. Britain's Andy Murray, Kyle Edmund, and Jack Draper will also play in Adelaide, with the event beginning on January 1st. The Australian Open starts 15 days later in Melbourne. As well as world number 5 Djokovic, there will be 3 other top 10 men's players in Adelaide, with Felix Auger-Aliassime, Daniil Medvedev, and Andrei Rublev also competing. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. news. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and you can find the season's best at Courts. Save up to 50% store-wide, plus get free gifts with select purchases. Get the best brands, best prices, and more. Shop today with no cash and have 90 days to make your first payment and choose your payment term from 3 to 48 months. The season's best is at Courts, bringing value home. Special conditions apply. Offer ends December 31st, 2000.